gets in. Carry On Alice breaks their hearts again.
Pulling clear in the closing stages. Smart Call wins the Jambi Mid. And Smart Call comes home to win it in the main Johns Farms Paddock Stakes.
A very good evening to you and a warm welcome to this week's edition of Breeding to Win, right off the back of the CTS Empress Palace ready to run sales, as well as the Sansui Summer Cup. Well, it was a fantastic week last week, but more racing action following this past weekend. So let's take a look at what's in store for you on tonight's show. Well, we catch up with the winning connections of the Sansui Summer Cup, and of course it was Jeff Woodruff who scored his fourth victory in the Summer Cup. Candice Dawson hosts a syndicate brunch. The Breeding to Win team takes Greg Sheen and MJ Bailefeld for high tea. As usual, we feature John Freeman Stallions, and we look back at the Fillies Guineas.
Every sip, the taste uniquely Dunkin'. Each cup, uniquely you. Brewed fresh because it's not just any coffee, it's your coffee. Your Dunkin'. America runs on Dunkin'.
Risk and reward. Odds and evens. Facts and form. Come and play. Play and win. At Track and Ball. Track and Ball Gaming, a new South African sportsbook offering the latest local and worldwide prices. Branches in Chatsworth, Stanger, Durban North, Shelley Beach, Pietermaritzburg and Richards Bay. To open an account or bet online, visit trackandball.co.za.
Inglis Premier is a winning formula, offering over 700 quality yearlings across 4 days and prepared by Australia and New Zealand's leading consigners, producing elite racehorses like Agugu, Alboran Sea, Mac Delago and the Conglomerate.
The Conglomerate sweeps into the lead. The Conglomerate Bella Bella.
Melbourne Premier is a winning formula. The 2017 Melbourne Premier Yearling Sale, February 26 to March 1 at Oaklands, Melbourne. For information, visit inglis.com.au.
Well, we've had a fantastic day so far at the Gauteng Sansui Summer Cup. Fantastic racing, superb weather. It really has played ball this afternoon, and some awesome racing. Of course, Sean Terry has really come well with a lot of his horses. But this evening, it is my pleasure to welcome to the Breeding to Win show yet again, Jeff Woodruff, trainer of the Sansui Summer Cup for 4 years running. Jeff, great achievement, well done.
Jules, thanks. It's it just seems always a bit surreal, you know, because you never go into these races expecting to win, and it's just been wonderful, you know. Look, it's a team effort. It's you know, from the human side and the horse side, and it just all comes together. Luckily on Sansui Summer Cup Day, wonderful.
You know, you look back, I mean, for when every trainer starts his career, it's always the grade ones that they aspire to. You know, it's the Vodacom Durban July, it's the Sun Met, and it's of course the Sansui Summer Cup, amongst others. But to come through and win 4 years running, and over and above that, with Master Sabina, who's now won a double from last year into this year, I think a great training achievement as well.
Not really, you know, people sort of, they criticise him, say, oh, but he hasn't won anything in between. Well, he hadn't actually run much anywhere in between. He had a crack at the July and he had a crack at the Gold Cup. They weren't bad efforts, but these horses are merit rated pretty high. I don't know what he'll get for this, but I'm sure he'll get 2 or 3 pounds. So you tend to race them sparingly and just try and target like the proper race. Now, Turfentine stands side track for him, because that's his happy hunting ground. So obviously, we prefer to race him here. I'll never ever send him to the Cape again, even if Michael begs me, which I don't think he will, because the Met always seems to be such an ungenerous pace. You just don't seem to get a true run race, and the Summer Cup you generally get a bit of a clip going there, and with the long straight, I think it makes it very, very fair. So good luck. Well done, Master Savino. I mean, we love him to bits, and he's 7 now. We're going to have to retire him one of these days, but only when he tells us.
He hasn't lost his zest. We saw that today, and for a horse like him, and at his age, he went through a very tight gap today. I don't think there's too many horses that would have taken that gap.
Jules, he's always been one of my favourite horses because of his character, his temperament, and I think what he did this afternoon actually possibly bears testament to that character that he's got, that guts. The gap was there. He thought, no, the hell with it, I'm going through this gap, and he just actually made a hole and went through. He doesn't worry about the little stuff. He just wants to get the job done, and I think that's why we all love him so much.
Gavin, I thought, rode a superb race, but he generally does very well for you in these big races, Jeff.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Gavin and Master Sabina, they're kind of like an item, and where when he runs, Gavin generally rides him, and they get on so well. And good grief, 2 Summer Cups. I mean, what more can you ask, really? But it's been more than that, and he's just one of those. Gavin's got the type of character that suits Master Sabina, and he really does run for it.
Looking at his preparation coming into this race, because it is all about programming your top horses for these big days, and it's I think a lot of people don't understand that it takes months of getting the horses to peak at the right time, to find the right races where you not to say that you want to lose races, but you want to be handicapped correctly. You don't want to pick up too much weight along the way.
Well, you're exactly right, Jules. It's we all hate losing races, and we hate sending horses out maybe not ready. But you don't want to be winning a 100,000 rand race at the expense of a Summer Cup, because you've got two kilograms more or whatever because you won it too well. Plus, of course, the horses have got to build up to the Summer Cup. You work back from here. You don't just sort of run here, run there, and say, oh well, let's run them in the Summer Cup. So it is a long-term plan, and it's actually a 4-month plan from even when they get the first horse sickness vaccination, that they're well over it and out of it, and you can aim them at. In his case, I was aiming him at this race. So it's a lot of teamwork goes into that from me, my staff, my grooms, my jockeys, and the vets and everything. It's well thought through.
Superb planning, and I have to say well done to you, to your team, and of course to Michael de Broglie, because he's very passionate about his horses, and I think he's done a great job with building his progeny up, because he breeds and he owns.
Michael's actually become a little bit of a powerful breeder, because he's bred some very, very good horses, and he's always bought though from the right sort of, or of the right class of horse, and I think that's vital. I mean, look at Master Sabina. He's a jet master, and he wasn't a jet master because he was new then and cheap. He wasn't cheap by the time Sabina Park went to him. So Michael's always aimed at quality and bred quality, and if they're no good, he gets rid of them.
Well, he's a 7-year-old. He's done superbly well. He's just won his second Sansui Summer Cup. You've already decided, well, Cape Town's not his playing field. So what's the next mission for, obviously, Master Sabina?
Well, I believe that the President's Champions Challenge is going to 5 million. It's a weight for age race, and I might have an argument with Michael, but I think for 5 million rand, whether it's weight for age or whatever it is, I think he must run in it. Because you can't dodge those prizes. So I would imagine that will be the next target. Maybe we'll look at a prep run possibly in March and then that in April. So, race him sparingly and then look again at the July.
You've done superbly well in this race. Obviously now this year finishing first and third. And I thought that the third horse was a bit unlucky because he unfortunately broke through the gates. But he was actually very professional because he actually stood there and said, okay, I'm sorry about this. Catch me, please.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what went on there. I saw a little bit of commotion from a couple of the other horses, and then he decided to join in. And when they'd come through the front of the stalls, I think, oh God, that's a race gone, for that horse. Generally they don't win. Well, he didn't win, but he still ran a cracking good race.
He did.
And it looked like he might be able to win for a while. And I don't want to be an after merchant, but I fancied him as a good outsider because he did actually beat Masters Sabina in their last meeting. So, he was always in the hunt for me. An 18 draw wasn't exactly ideal,
Yeah.
but Anthony rode him superbly well. Take it from there.
You've had a great day because not only have you walked away with the Grade 1 Gauteng Sansui Summer Cup, but you also won the Investic Dingaans for the 3-year-olds with Singapore Sling. And he's a horse that you've always rated. And I know a lot of trainers don't like to talk too early about a horse that's showing a lot back at home and that you've got a lot of plans for because you like to see what they produce on course. But he won with authority in his first start, Jeff, and then he disappointed in his second, but it was on the inside track, it was in the yielding going. And then his last 2 runs, he's bounced back to form.
Yeah, Jules, that second run, and this is where I need to actually pull all of you guys up because you've all missed it. He got T-boned out of the gates. He was drawn 12, I think, of 14 or 14 to 6, so quite wide. The horse on his inside literally jumped sideways and hit him out the race at the start. Now, on the inside track over a mile, when you're shuffled
no
to the
chance.
back. 3-year-old, top weight. He was pretty much last turning for home, in that short, funny straight. He was making his way through horses. He looked likely to run 3rd or 4th at worst, and then it all closed up in front of him, and he ran 7th. While it was disappointing, and I was gutted, I must be honest, when I looked at the replays actually that evening, I thought, well, crumbs, you can't blame the horse. That's what happened.
Yeah.
And the Graham Beck simply put the record straight, that he is that class of horse, and today squared things up nicely.
He did, and I think 1600 meters is probably his best at this stage, but I think in future he's going to improve as he goes further. He's a beautiful specimen,
Yeah.
and a son of philanthropist, and philanthropist just seems to give them that awesome action.
I love philanthropists. They're feisty horses. You've got to work quietly with them, but they've got that little X factor they can run, and yes, I do think they improve with age and they probably get a bit of ground. I believe it was about 1800 meters he won over, or somewhere in that region, and I fully expect Singapore Sling to get that, and who knows, he might even be a Summer Cup runner like next year. So it's nice just to move forward. But of course, he does qualify for the $500,000 mile.
I was just about to say, he's a CTS graduate, so the world's almost your oyster now with Singapore Sling.
But there's now another thing. Now we've got to get to the Cape, get a draw. Kenilworth mile, bad draw, that's not easy either. So there's a lot to do. But I'm just so glad for David and Tian because it was our, let's say, short-term goal to get him qualified for that race, and at least it looks like we've qualified, so now we've got to go about doing it.
Well, we look forward to hopefully seeing him on Sunmet Day, and I think if he does make it there, I think he'll be a huge contender.
Look, if like anything, got to go right, If he's got a good draw, then yes, I'll say he's a huge contender.
Jeff, thank you very much for joining us on the Breeding 2-Win team. I'm going to give you time out now to go and celebrate with your clients. I know they're all waiting there with the champagne. So don't get sprayed, just make sure you drink.
It's not the champagne that worries me, it's the Jägermeisters from David and Tian. They're legendary.
Jeff, thank you very, very much. And once again, always a pleasure talking to you. We wish you all the best with both Master Sabina, with Master Switch, and of course with Singapore Sling. We're certainly looking forward to some exciting times with Singapore Sling.
Thank you, Jules. A pleasure as always.
Thanks to Jeff Woodruff for joining us on the Breeding to Win team as we move on with the rest of the show.
Hits the front in the Oaks. Her 1,000 guineas success. Minding outclassed them. Architecture gallant in defeat. It's coming with a challenge and moves through into second. And it's Tarzan who has won the Investec Derby.
A length and a half away. He's 2 lengths in front. Chrome turns to gold. Smart Call wins the Jambi-Myth.
Absolute thriller going to the line. It's Durban, July.
Well, tune in to teletrack.com for all live racing action. I can tell you that the subscriber base is growing daily and great reports are coming through regarding teletrack.com. Well, a great initiative is the Western Cape Equine Trust. It will be held on Saturday, the 10th of December in the Kenilworth Room at 12 o'clock. It's 350 Rand per head, and you can reserve a table by calling Tessa on 082 702 4197. Alternatively, you can email her.
New Turf Carriers has been in long-distance transport since 1995 and pride themselves in excellent service. The bottom line is, New Turf Carriers take your horse from door to door with pride, passion and punctuality.
Well, history was made this week when the Breeding to Win team treated MJ Bielefeld and Greg Sheen to the first ever high tea at Aventura Estate.
We're here at the beautiful Aventura stud this afternoon for high tea, and my guests on the Breeding to Win show are Aventura jockeys Greg Sheen and MJ Bielefeld. Greg, to start with, you've been with Aventura for quite some years now.
Yeah, I started quite a while back, back in 2009, shortly before I got the contract in Hong Kong. So I had a 4-year sabbatical and I was very fortunate to get a new contract when I rejoined the ranks here in South Africa.
And MJ, I believe Greg put in a good word for you, and then you got going with Aventura.
Yeah, fortunately, when Greg left, he put a good word in for me, and to me and a couple of other guys obviously got interviewed, and I was very, very lucky to actually step up to the plate and achieve the sponsorship.
You've had great experience. You won the Durban July.
Yeah, that's obviously one of the highlights of any jockey's career. Winning the July is what we strive for, so it was the big highlight in my career.
And you, MJ, you came very close on Hill 54 to nearly winning the Met, and then you were very unlucky to lose the July on Wiley Hall.
Yeah, it was about 2 years of very high, sort of high and very low moments, but got close. So we're hoping that we will this year, or maybe in the next couple of years, hopefully maybe get past the line in front.
And you came very close to actually winning a championship. You were third at one stage.
I was, yes. I wasn't chasing, and I was very fortunate to find myself in that position. But you know, it's one of those things that if you're going to go for a championship, you've got to put your head down and go for it. I just had a lot of good support and a lot of success that season, and found myself in third position. Extremely chuffed with that, and yeah, looking forward to a big season this year again.
And in the Eastern Cape, you've done very well as well.
Yeah, it counts that I got the top yard to ride for there in Alan Greef, you know, and you know, he's ultra consistent, and I'm fortunate enough to still maintain that position.
And in Hong Kong, you were very successful with 3 grade winners there as well.
Yeah, you know, Hong Kong's tough, but it was a huge learning curve and a fantastic jurisdiction to race in. I had some nice big winners there. Actually, my biggest was on a South African bred filly, Sweet Sonette by Jalid. So that was exciting for Tony Millard. And then a year and a half in Singapore, where I actually ended up winning a Group 1 in Malaysia at that time. So my international exploits were exciting.
And you started your career mainly with Dean Canamere, but you've struck up a fantastic relationship with War Marshall.
Yeah, he actually came to Cape Town for Glenn Cotchin and then moved to Mr. Canamere, and then was very fortunate enough to join Mr. Marshall, and very loyal and honest guy to work for, and I really can't thank them. There's not enough thanks I can give to the whole yard, but they really support me very well.
You've ridden some fantastic horses. Vaughan's got some nice horses there.
Yeah, we've got some lovely 3-year-olds this year. Obviously, filly, the Secret's out, a bit of a problem, and she's out for the season. But the Colty's got 3 really good horses there, and Lord Balmoral always in charge, and William Longsword. Things didn't work out that well last meeting when they all ran, but I'm sure come Guinea's Day they'll be ready, and I'm sure they'll be lining up.
And being sponsored by Aventura, it must be quite a thrill, and you must feel very proud to wear their name.
Yeah, it's obviously a brand that's come a long way in racing, and a very prestigious brand. And I think if you wear the brand, people sort of, you gather a little bit of a different respect to just having an ordinary sponsorship, so very thankful for that.
Now, you've just come back from a terrible injury, 7 fractures to your ankle.
Yeah, through the foot, and had to do a bit of reconstructive surgery, but thankfully the surgeons did what they needed to, and I was a pretty good patient, and we haven't had any incident up to now, and I've been able to fulfill all my engagements, a couple of anti-inflammatories along the way, but I'm quite happy with my progress.
Well, you're absolutely flying now and doing really well.
Yes, the season started extremely well, both in Port Elizabeth and Cape Town. So in both provinces, I'm quite happy with the way things are going. And you know, getting up there is one thing, staying there is another. But I'm looking forward to the season ahead.
Well, the Cape season's here, and that's what we mainly want to talk about today. Your aspirations going forward.
Yeah, we want to win group races. You know, riding a lot of winners. I tend to think of that as bread and butter, and you know. But the group winners is what I'm after now. I'm associated with some nice horses, especially for the Ridgemont team. There's some lovely fillies going forward, and then we've got Whiskey Baron. We're still getting them to their top, and there's some group races in the pipeline for all of them. So I'm quite excited for that group of Ridgemont horses for the Crawford Yard, and looking forward to it.
And for you, MJ, how's your season looking ahead? It's going to be great, isn't it, having Met Day with all those features and the 2-day Queen's Plate Festival? Yeah,
most definitely, and I think, don't always want to run after the money, but you always look at the overseas races and these big stakes that the guys always go for, and I think that it just adds to it, especially being Met Day with all the money up for grabs there. So it's fantastic just now to get the rides to be competitive in those races, and we're working hard at it, so we're really looking forward to it.
The Cape season's always very short, but it's very compact this year.
Yeah, definitely, and I just think the horses in the Cape, we've really, I mean, you can see the class of horse that's around. We've got a race, one of the graded races running on Saturday with 20 horses, and I don't think there's too many times that of late that you've seen a field of 20 class horses lining up. So obviously, like you say, it's very short but compact, and it's fantastic to be part of it.
And you guys, the two races you obviously want to win would be the July and the Met.
Yeah, most definitely. Greg's obviously had that experience. I've gone past the post first, but obviously got demoted. But yeah, it's definitely something to look forward to. And to me, the prize money is always, you have to look at that, and it just makes you work a little bit harder. And if you do manage to win it, just obviously that reward is so much better.
Well, you're both extremely hungry and successful in racing. You do a lot of travelling. That must be hard work.
Yeah, it's hard work, but I think it's in our nature. And I know myself and Greg probably grew up similar ways where you've had to work to get where you are, and I'm not going to lie down. And my dad's always said to me, hard work has never killed anyone, so I don't think things like that will ever change, and work is just enjoyment, and it obviously is a lot easier when you're enjoying what you're doing, so it's fantastic.
Well, thank you very much to Chatting to Breeding to Win today, and we wish you all the best for the season ahead. And I think as you're two relatively lightweight jockeys, I think you can enjoy some high tea. Thank you for chatting to us.
We believe in excellence. We believe that if you're going to do something, you do it to your best ability. We aim to make Balmoral #1 in the Southern Hemisphere, not just South Africa.
Well, Candice Dawson has recently taken out her trainer's license, a dedicated, passionate young lady who's already making her mark in the training ranks. It's my pleasure to welcome to the Breeding to Win show on the line, Candice Dawson. Welcome, Candice.
Hi, Julie.
Thanks
for having me.
No, thank you so much for taking your time out to chat to us, because I know you're quite a busy lady at the moment trying to juggle everything. But tell us how this new venture started for you.
Julie, I was very fortunate in that Catherine obviously came to me with an idea of starting up back here in South Africa when I was over in Mauritius. And I was fortunate her dad and her got behind me, and we were able to start this venture.
Fantastic. How many horses do you currently have in your yard?
We've just recently acquired a few babies, and so we're up to 34 now, which is lovely.
And already having the winners, Candice, which for you must be a huge feather in your cap.
Oh, we're trying, Julie, we're trying.
Okay, well, just touch on the syndicate horse that you guys have put together,
Yes.
because it's very exciting times. I know I was out at the brunch that you held at the stables, and the guys seem to be pretty excited about it.
Yes, I've got a lovely group of people involved there. Grant Knowles, John Costa, James Drew, Mike Pollard, and a few of the other guys, Mark Curry and Dave Abry. So it's an awesome team. Yeah, so it's great.
And the horse, Candice, did you?
Sorry?
The horse, did you buy it yourself?
No, the guys all got together and they decided to send them to me, which was really, really exciting.
Okay, so is it just one horse in the syndicate? Are there a few horses in the syndicate?
At the moment, Julie, there's one in that syndicate, and then they've just bought me another one with a couple of those guys in a filly from the Ready to Run sale. Julie, I've got a whole lot of youngsters, obviously, but the couple of 3-year-olds, we're going to see how they go in the next few starts and see if we've got anything to come into the minor features and stuff. So the next couple of runs will tell us where we are with them. As for my older horses, Prince of Orange is obviously a hard knocker wherever I stick him. So he's a lovely horse to train, and he just does his best. We'll try and find a little feature for him somewhere along the way. But as for that, we're waiting for our youngsters to come through and see what we got.
Well, Candice, on behalf of the Breeding to Win team, we wish you all the very best. Of course, Catherine Rolfs and Lindsay Rolfs, very much part of that team that you've got going. So I certainly think you starting well, and I'm sure it will continue to get stronger and better as the years progress.
Thanks so much, Julie. We'll definitely try our best.
In this episode of Breeding to Win, we look at two South African champion stallions, both stalwarts in South Africa. We start off with Captain L, who's been an absolute champion in his own right. 7 times 2-year-old champion sire. Let's take a look at his profile.
All a Secret, What a Winter. Well, Witches come from nowhere. She's putting in a strong claim. What a Winter comes under pressure from All a Secret. Well, Witches running on. All a Secret, What a Winter. But All a Secret's finding more. All a Secret's going on, and All a Secret has won it.
Hill 54, Yoka. Between runners, we've got Master of My Fate getting going. Down the inside, we got Ice Machine. It's Hill 54. He's finding another gear, and Hill 54 is powering home to conquer the bet.
Carry On Alice is now the biggest danger. Then comes Isfan. Carry On Alice coming at Banadir. The filly will break their hearts today. Carry On Alice draws away.
She comes to hit the front from back in second, Pine Princess, and we have a triple tiara winner. Pine Princess, Ruddy's back on the outside. What's going to happen? Pine Princess has just got its siren score.
Carry On Alice over the last 100. Fly by night, but Carry On Alice is going on. And it's Carry On Alice running strongly. He's going to win it. Captain of All, though, goes on, and it's Captain of All from Gulfstorm the last 100, but Captain of All has won it. It's Captain America in front. He's 2 lengths clear, and he's going on strongly. Here's Captain America. This is the Captain America that we know, and he blows them away.
Cloth of Cloud is now starting to peg them back in behind that double appeal. Riverine the one to get to. Cloth of Cloud is finishing strongly down the inside. Cloth of Cloud is coming the best of all down the inside, and Cloth of Cloud has swept past them. This is a champion, Cloth of Cloud a length. The Secret is out, Blaze of Mystery. It's Blaze of Mystery and The Secret is out. These are the two. The Secret is out, Blaze of Mystery, My Funny Valentine. Fursa's kicking on from behind. Fursa, Visuality's also taking off. The Secret is out, Fursa. The Secret is out, won it. Always in Charge is on the outside, finding more. Down the inside, Seattle Singer. Always in Charge is going to win it though. And Always in Charge goes on to win it.
Three times Equus Outstanding Stallion, Dynasty, has produced some 15 Grade 1 winners already in his career.
Dynasty, head and shoulders above the best of his generation. Won 9 races, including 4 Grade 1 races.
Dynasty's coming on strongly, and Dynasty's gonna strike gold.
Dynasty earned the Equus panel's ultimate accolade as Horse of the Year and Champion 3-year-old after winning the Durban July as the highest rated 3-year-old ever to win the race, and only the 2nd horse in history to achieve that from draw 20. Dynasty and his illustrious sire, Fort Wood, are only 2 of 3 sires in the history of South African racing and breeding to produce 3 Equus Horses of the Year. Dynasty is the only sire ever to be crowned Equus Outstanding Sire 3 times. Dynasty is also the only 3-year-old Horse of the Year to sire a 3-year-old Horse of the Year from his first crop. Dynasty's phenomenal progeny results have made him a sale-topping sire. He stands at Highland Stud Farm and is managed by John Freeman.
Down here on the Cape, the weather, the grass, the horses. Here's where it is, Main Chance Farm, Champion Breeders.
Time Thief stands at Naddison Park, owned by Hassan Adams and situated in one of the most beautiful places on the planet. Time Thief is a son of Redoubt's Choice. He's out of the mare Procrastinate, which makes him a half-brother to Laissez-Faire. Undoubtedly the best sprinting filly that this country has seen for many, many a year.
Well, the first Grade 1 race of the Cape Summer season took place on Saturday at Kenilworth Racecourse. It was, of course, the Fillies Guineas who kick-starts their summer season. The Breeding to Win team bring us this report.
Marketing Manager at World Sports Betting, Rainer du Plessis, is with me now. Rainer, it's your second year sponsoring the Fillies Guineas.
Yeah, we were here last year for the first time. It's one of the first events we actually sponsored, and it's the only one we currently sponsor on the Western Cape card. Obviously selected for the simple fact that it is a fantastic day. We like aligning our brand with only the best race days. If you look at our sponsorships throughout the years, we always look at the days that really stand out in the calendar, and this is most certainly one of those days.
Fantastic. And you sponsor many events all across the country.
We do. I mean, our next one from here, we go to PE. We sponsor all three the legs of the Eastern Cape Derby, and we also sponsor the 3 legs of the Poly Challenge as well as the Eastern Cape Derby. And then we've got the July in Jersey coming up. We sponsor the Flamingo Festival in Kimberley as well as the Grand Heritage in the Val.
It's a fantastic day's racing today with the 3 features on the card.
Absolutely. I think every single punter watching out there today, whether you're on course or at home, will have their eyes glued to the screen. There's some fantastic horses running today. We couldn't have asked for a better field. It's going to be competitive, but it's going to be fun.
How many years has World Sports Betting been going now?
We started in 2002, so it's been a while. It's been 14 years now. Getting stronger and stronger by the day. If you look at our retail branches, we've gone from having 1 or 2 at a time. We've now got 12, and we are already looking at a few more. People from Western Cape, people from KZN, people from Gauteng can find us. And the beauty, of course, of World Sports Betting is it doesn't really matter where you are, because all you have to do, wsb.co.za, and there we are on your computer screen. Thousands of markets, easy as that.
World Sports Betting has so much more to offer than just horse racing.
Offering pretty much anything you can think of. It's a fantastic site. There are literally thousands of markets on that site every single day, including live in play, including everything from esports down to racing. We even bet on special events like the elections and so on. So there's always something. If you're looking for a place to find a bet, you will find it there.
Can people do things online as well?
They can. I think one of the great things about our site that we offer that makes us stand out from the crowd is, for example, you can watch sport live on our site. We've got live streaming of basketball, ice hockey, esports. If you're a fan of esports, which is a phenomenon now all of a sudden. Of course, racing streaming's there as well. You can watch soccer, you can watch ITF tennis, and further to that, we have a brilliant stats system on our site where if anybody goes on next to the match, you'll be able to click. You'll be able to see all the stats of the teams playing, their history against each other, where they're standing on the logs. It's a great tool for a customer because it lets them make the more informed bet.
That's fantastic. And the Fillies Guineas looks a hot race today.
I think so. I think personally I've got a few favourites, but I've learned the hard way never to announce that. But I think I can't see any horse in that race being counted out. It's anybody's race.
Well, your sponsorship is much appreciated, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Marinaresco is out after him. Legal Eagle, Marinaresco. These two left to fight it out. Legal Eagle keeps going in front. Legal Eagle from Marinaresco. Captain America sails south and Abashiri. Sensation by National Emblem, owned by Mayfair Speculators Pty Limited. The nominee, Mr. D.L. Bruchman. The winning trainer was Sean.
All right, presenting it to you. There we go, well done. Trainer, Sean Terry, well done again, Sean.
Just a big thank you to the team at home in Johannesburg, obviously to Monique for keeping the show on the road down here. Well done to all of them.
It's Ladies' Day here at Kenilworth Racecourse, and it's magnificent down here in the marquee. But here to tell me all about what's going on in this Ladies' Day marquee is Melanie Texera. Melanie, hello.
Hi, Fee.
Now, you unfortunately had an experience with cancer yourself and have brought all this about today.
July last year, I was diagnosed with lymphoma. And then in October, I registered Lymphoma South Africa, and then we were very, very fortunate to be selected for Campaigning for Cancer and Lymphoma SA as this year's sponsors.
I know it was very difficult for you to get yourself better, and you've made it now possible for a lot of people in South Africa.
Yes, what I realized is that when I was diagnosed, I started to do research. And there was very little that I found in South Africa with regards to lymphoma specific. So I just thought to myself, you know what, there is just so many people out there that have this disease. It's moved from like the 10th most common cancer to the 5th most common cancer, and there's no support groups for lymphoma specific. And I was very fortunate to be introduced by my professor who's treating me at the moment, to Campaigning for Cancer, because Campaigning for Cancer, the only association in Africa that are members of the World Lymphoma Coalition. So we've got a lot of support from the World Lymphoma Coalition, so which will enable us to make this possible, because we've really got to start at grassroots level here, right from diagnosis through to treatment, because unfortunately, I'm very fortunate that I was able to receive the correct treatment for my lymphoma. There's a lot of people that aren't as fortunate as I am, and that's what my mission is to fight for the rights of people in this country that haven't been as fortunate as I have, and educate them to look and any diagnosis, there's so many common signs. We've got a very close thing with a woman going through menopause. We've got TB has got very, very common symptoms to lymphoma as well, because it's a cancer of the immune system. So that's what my mission is.
Well, I think you're doing an amazing job, and today is a fabulous way of raising money for Campaigning for Cancer.
We've been very, very fortunate that Klavervlei Stud have donated a filly, which we were very, very blessed to be able to name her Second Chance. Yes, because I feel I've been given a second chance, and I need to make the most of the second chance I've been given. So Second Chance also is going to be on the course today, which is the first ever at a Ladies' Day. We were donated the most stunning horse blanket as well. So I'm just overwhelmed by the generosity of everyone. Everything you see here today has been donated, from the marquee to the table settings. We've had 25 people that have come forward and sponsored today, which is, I'm overwhelmed by the generosity of the racing fraternity. And Mandy and Jen have done a wonderful job here. They really, really have.
Quite breathtaking when people come together like that. And we can expect to see a bit of a fashion show and everything going on in here.
Yes. I'm dressed by Nina J. Couture from Stellenbosch. And yeah, we're looking. I've seen the clothes, and they're absolutely amazing. Yeah, so we're very excited. And Nina's, she's got a lot of surprises, and she's really put a great effort into today as well. She will also. She's got Queen's Plate fashion, and so it's awesome. The ladies will be able to see exactly what she has to offer today.
Well, wonderful, Melanie. Thank you very much for chatting to us, and I hope you raise lots of money today.
Thank you, Fee. So do I. Eh? Thank you.
John, you very kindly donated this filly second chance.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, what a great cause, Fee, and absolute pleasure to do it.
And she looks like a lovely twice-over filly.
She is, and she's out of a fantastic mare. So she's a half-sister to a Guineas winner overseas, and we'd like to keep a retainer for breeding afterwards, so it all fitted in well together.
It's the Cape Equine Trust Race Day here at Kenilworth next Saturday on the 10th of December, and with me is the chairman, Ken Truter. Ken, a very exciting day ahead.
Yes, very. Thanks very much. We've got nine races on the card, including the Southern Cross Filly Sprint, which CTS have come to the party and have agreed to sponsor and have become our main sponsors, so we're most grateful. And in fact, all the other 8 races have got full sponsorship, so we're very happy and we're really looking forward to the day.
The Cape Equine Trust are doing wonderful things with horses. Just tell us a little bit about it.
Yes, well, as you know, we take horses off the racetrack and we give them a second chance. We try and rehome them and see if they've got a life after the racetrack, because we are most concerned about the thoroughbred, and we love the thoroughbred and what happens when they come to the end of their racing career. And we try and fill that gap.
You're doing a fantastic job so far. You're quite new at this as being the chairman.
I am. It's only been for about 3 months, but I have been one of the founding trustees of the Western Cape Equine Trust, and I think it's almost 20 years old, so I have been around for a long time.
And there's lots of things always going on and ways that people can actually donate money.
Yes, and you know, I've been absolutely overwhelmed at the generosity of the people, and especially the racing people. It's never easy asking, especially when the economic climate is not wonderful, but people have been most generous, and we haven't just got race sponsorship. Some people have donated large sums of money, other people have donated things to be auctioned, and it's been an absolute pleasure. It hasn't been hard work at all, and I think next Saturday is going to be a really, really successful day, and we just hope people will support us and come and attend.
Well, we all love our racehorses, and I'm sure they will. I wish you well. Thank you, Ken.
Thanks, Fee. Thanks very much.
Just Central is also running an absolute cracker, and Safe Harbour has taken off between runners. It's Safe Harbour that comes to the front with Just Central. These two to the wire. Just Central from Safe Harbour. Behind that, we had Lady of the House back in third. Of the World Sports Betting Cape Fillies Guineas, number 9, Just Central, 3-year-old bay filly by Dynasty, out of Consensual by Camden Park. Second feature winner of the afternoon for Mayfair Speculators.
Moreno representing World Sports Betting. Well done, Anton Market. Okay, while that little presentation's going on, we'll accept the winning trophy from Larry Weinstein for winning the Cape Fillies Guineas, sponsored by World Sports Betting. Congratulations, well done. And the 15,000 Rand to Africa Tikkun. Just give us a quick word about what Africa Tikkun is.
Firstly, I'd like to thank World Sports Betting for the 15,000, and then Africa Tikkun is a non-profit organisation. At Africa Tikkun, we believe that every young person should be given the opportunity to be the best that they can be, and our business is all about transformation from cradle to career. If you want to find out more, www.africatikkun.org.
Well, that's a wrap for this week's edition of Breeding to Win. Join us on Sunday, the 18th of December for our final show of 2016. From myself, Julie Alexander, and the rest of the Breeding to Win team, goodbye.
Master switches in, flags up again. Gates are back, and they racing away, and Irish Pride missed the start. In fact, that's a very messy start. Mac Delago, 10-gun salute, Romany Prince are not well away. Stonehenge, as expected, dashes off to the lead. Deo Juvente and Liege are right there. No Worries is in the mix in the early part of the race. It's just 2 to 3 lengths off the leader. Magot Master slides past him. Then comes Punta Arenas, Juxtapose, one off the rail. They've been followed by Saint Tropez, who finds himself in midfield. Samurai Blade, the yellow body, is giving the leaders about 8 lengths start. Circling runners is the Conglomerate, and Master Switch also gains ground at the outside of them. Then comes Romany Prince. Bankable Teddy takes the scenic route. Master Sabina and Master in Command are 3/4 of the way back. Irish Pride, then comes 10-gun salute, and the two at the back are Mac Delago and Saratoga Dancer. They midway through the turn, and Stonehenge sets the pace. He's 2 lengths in front of Stable Companion Liege. Then comes Master Switch. He's raced up into third. He's used quite a bit to get there. Magot Master is next. Then came No Worries at his outside. A length away to Deo Juvente. He's found himself on the rail. He's 5 lengths adrift. The Conglomerate at his outside in the yellow cap. After these ones, Punta Arenas. Juxtapose is already looking for a bit of a daylight. She's off the bridle. So too Samurai Blade. Saint Tropez is in behind those. Punta Arenas starts to beat a retreat, and Master Sabina is trying to get out of the pack into the final 500 meters. Stonehenge is 1 length in front of Liege. Here comes Deo Juvente, the Conglomerate, Master Switch. Master Sabina still got 5 to make up. Juxtapose trying her best. It's Liege who hits the front. Master Switch is right there. The Conglomerate is in the mix, and he's beginning to shine up. Here's the Conglomerate. Master Sabina. Then comes Master Switch. Liege at the inside. The Conglomerate. Master Sabina with tons of heart barges way through, and he goes back to back. Master Sabina wins. The Conglomerate second. Then came Master Switch, Liege, Juxtapose, and Saratoga Dancer. Master Sabina has won the Gauteng Sansui Summer Cup for the 2nd year running. What a soldier, what a servant, and what character he's shown today by barging through the narrowest of gaps. He ran 2nd in this race a number of years ago to Yorker. He won this race last year, and he's done it again. He's a bit of an iron horse. Is the son of Jet Master. Gavin Lorena, the winning jockey. Oh, it takes guts to go through a hole like that. The head-on will show how tight it was. The Conglomerate was not giving in. Master Switch, for all his troubles, has run a huge race at the inside as well. But the Woodruff domination in the Sansui Summer Cup continues as Master Sabina picks up another Group 1 with a great win. 10. Carry On Alice breaks their hearts again.
Pulling clear in the closing stages. Smart Call wins the Jambi Mid. And Smart Call comes home to win it in the main Chance Farms Paddock Stakes.